We have seen the conformal transformation of W equal to e raised to z. So where we have seen that the real and imaginary parts of W equal to e raised to z will be u equal to e raised to x cos y, v equal to e raised to x sin y. And to get the variables x and y separately, we have made it a squaring and adding and dividing, and we get a u square plus v square equal to 2x, so e raised to 2x, u by v equal to tan y, and we taken the two cases when x is constant and y is constant. When x is a constant, it becomes a u square plus v square equal to r square. So that is the represents a circle with the center at origin and the radius r in the w plane. And also when y is a constant, u by v equal to m, that is u equal to v into m, sorry, v by u equal to tan y, and v equal to tan y, because when y is a constant it becomes a mu, and we get a straight line passing through the origin. So that is the kind of the mapping we have seen in the w equal to e raised to z. That is the graph of mapping from the z plane to w plane will be in this pattern. So this is the way we have seen in the conformal transformation w equal to e raised to z. So that we have discussed in the previous. Here how the question will be asked based on the this conformal transformation. I am just showing you the pattern of the question on this transformation is show that the transformation w equal to e raised to z with respect to the lines parallel to the coordinate axis in the z plane onto orthogonal trajectories in the w plane, and sketch the region show that the transformation w equal to e raised to z with respect to the line parallel to the coordinate axis in the z plane mapped onto a orthogonal trajectories in the w plane, and sketch the region. So here they are telling us that w equal to e raised to, we have to show that the transformation w equal to e raised to z with respect to the lines parallel to the coordinate axis in the z plane. In the z plane means we have a x and y axis. So where the lines are parallel to x axis means this one, means y is equal to some constant. A line parallel to x axis means y is a constant. A line parallel to y axis means x is a constant. So when x and y are the constants which are parallel to x and y axis. When y is a constant, it is parallel to x axis. When x is a constant, which is parallel to y axis. That is not directly given here. They mentioned with the question that with respect to the lines parallel to the coordinate axis in the z plane. The lines which are parallel to the coordinate axis in the z plane means x and y are the constants. So that we have discussed the transformation for the cases 1 and 2. We have discussed it in the w equal to e raised to z. When x is constant and when y is the constant, we have seen the transformation that is here taken. X is constant, y is constant, which is mapped onto a circle with the center at origin and a straight line parallel to the origin. So those we have discussed. So we have to take this answer same as it is of this transformation we have done in the previous. Now take out the second question on this transformation. Now take on the next type of the question. It will be asked on the e raised to z transformation. Discuss the transformation. Discuss the transformation w equal to e raised to z with respect to the lines represented as coordinate axis in the z plane. So discuss the transformation w equal to e raised to z with respect to the lines represented as the coordinate axis in the z plane. So we have clear idea, that is we have to show that we have to work out on the transformation w equal to e raised to z. Here the condition given will be the lines represented as the coordinate axis in the z plane. What are the coordinate axis in the z plane? Coordinate axis in the z plane means respectively x and y axis. Respectively x and y axis means these are the coordinate axis in the z plane. So the coordinate axis in the z plane means x axis represents a y is 0, y axis represents a x is 0. On the y axis x is 0, on the x axis y value will be 0. That is the lines represented as a coordinate axis. Coordinate axis are x and y here. On the x axis y is 0, on the y axis x is 0. So those using these conditions we have to find out the transformation of e raised to z. So e raised to z transformation we have obtained u square plus v square equal to e raised to 2x, because we have already derived that u square plus v square is equal to e raised to x. Here the w equal to e raised to z, z nothing but the x plus iy, that is e raised to x into e raised to iy. So e raised to x into, that is e raised to x into cos y plus I sin y. So u equal to e raised to x into cos y, v equal to e raised to x into sin y. By squaring and adding we get a u square plus v square is equal to e raised to 2x. By the division of these two we get a v by u equal to tan y. So using these values now we have to put out these conditions. When x is 0, so when x is 0, u square plus v square is equal to, when x is 0, e raised to 0 is 1. When y is 0, v by u is equal to tan of 0 is 0, v by u is equal to 0, v is equal to 0. So u square plus v square is equal to 1. So u square plus u square is equal to 0 means, that is this is represents u square plus v square is equal to 1 means x is 0. x equal to 0 represents a y-axis. X is equal to 0, nothing but the y-axis. In the z plane is mapped onto the, so what is the u square plus v square equal to 1? U square plus v square equal to 1 represents a circle with the center at the origin and the radius is equal to 1. Clear? So which is mapped onto a unit circle. No need to tell the radius is 1. Directly we are taking unit circle with a center origin in the in the W plane. So y-axis is mapped onto a circle with a center at origin in the W plane. Now when y is equal to 0, y is 0 means nothing but a x-axis in the z plane is mapped onto a v is equal to 0. V equal to 0 implies u-axis. When x is 0, y-axis. When y is 0, x-axis. Similarly, when v is a 0, represents a u-axis. When u is a 0, represents a v-axis. So x-axis in the z plane is mapped onto a u-axis or real axis in the W plane. Clear it is? So that is the mapping of the W equal to e raised to z with respect to the lines represented a coordinate axis in the z plane. So that is the procedure of the example. Now take down the next discussion, that is discussion of W equal to z plus 1 by z. W equal to z plus 1 by z, where z is not equal to 0. So here to prove this, first consider W equal to z plus 1 by z. So here to prove this transformation, we are taking a polar form, putting a z equal to r into e raised to I theta. We get W is equal to u plus iv, z equal to r into e raised to I theta, 1 by r into e raised to I theta. So r into e raised to I theta plus 1 by r into, take a e raised to I theta in the numerator, e raised to minus I theta. Now r into e raised to I theta equal to cos theta plus I sin theta plus 1 by r into e raised to minus I theta equal to cos theta minus I sin theta. So now we have to open the brackets here. Here it is r cos theta, here it is 1 by r cos theta. If you take the cos theta common, remaining is r plus 1 by r cos theta. Here it is r into I into sin theta plus 1 by r into minus I into sin theta. Sin theta and I are common, take a I and sin theta outside. Remaining is r plus into minus 1 by r. Clear it is? R plus 1 by r cos theta plus I into r minus 1 by r sin theta. So now we have to compare it with the u plus iv, so that our real part u is equal to r plus 1 by r into cos theta, v is equal to r minus 1 by r into sin theta. Now we have to eliminate r and theta. Call these two as equation 1. To eliminate r and theta separately from the equation 1, now we shall eliminate r and theta from the equation 1. So to eliminate a theta, To eliminate theta, let us put 1 in the form. Let us put a 1 in the form u divided by r plus 1 by r is equal to cos theta, v divided by r minus 1 by r is equal to theta. To eliminate a theta, first we arranged the equation 1 in this form. Now we have to square and add these two. Squaring and adding. Squaring and adding. We get, by squaring and adding these two equations, we get u divided by r plus 1 by r whole square plus v divided by r minus 1 by r whole square is equal to cos square theta plus sin square theta, nothing but a 1. Nothing but a 1. Here r is not equal to 1 because when r is 1 it turns to a indeterminate form. So that now we have to eliminate u square divided by r plus 1 by r whole square plus v square divided by r minus 1 by r whole square is equal to 1. So call this one as equation 2. Now to eliminate a theta, now we have to eliminate a r. To eliminate a r, let us put a 1 in the form. U divided by, you have to write down this equation as u by cos theta is equal to this equation can be written as u divided by cos theta equal to r plus 1 by r, v divided by sin theta equal to r minus 1 by r. Now again squaring and subtracting. Squaring and subtracting. Squaring and subtracting above equations, we get u square divided by cos square theta minus v square divided by sin square theta is equal to r plus 1 by r whole square minus r minus 1 by r whole square. That is equal to, see here, a plus b whole square minus a minus b whole square, a square plus b square plus 2 into r into 1 by r minus, put a bracket here, r square plus 1 by r square minus 2 into r into 1 by r. Open the bracket, r square plus 1 by r square plus r cancel plus 2 minus r square minus 1 by r square minus of minus plus r cancelled 2 plus r square plus 1 by r square minus 1 by r square cancelled, 2 plus 2 becomes a 4. So that is u square divided by cos square theta minus v square divided by sin square theta is equal to 1. Take this 4 onto the denominator, which will be taken on both sides. So 1 is equal to u square divided by 4 cos square theta minus v square divided by 4 sin square theta. That is u square divided by 2 cos theta whole square minus v square divided by 2 sin theta whole square is equal to 1. So here call this one as equation 3 now. Now we have z is equal to r into e raised to I theta and mod z equal to r, and amplitude of z is nothing but a angle theta. Here we know that mod z equal to r is nothing but a square root of x square plus y square. that is nothing but r is equal to x root of x square plus y square, that is x square plus y square is equal to r square. Means this represents a circle with the center at the origin and the radius r in the z plane. So when r is constant, this represents a circle in the z plane. So this represents a circle with the center origin, and a radius r is constant, and the radius r in the z plane where r is a constant. Now see here, amplitude of z is nothing but a angle theta. Amplitude of z is nothing but the tan inverse of y by x. So tan inverse of y by x is a tan theta. So y by x is equal to tan theta. So this represents a straight line in the z plane when theta is a constant. So y by x is nothing but a straight line with a in the z plane where the theta is a constant. So this represents this y by x equal to tan theta. So this represents a straight line. This represents a straight line in the z plane when theta is constant. So when theta is a constant, this represents a straight line in the z plane, that is y by x equal to tan theta. So here now we have to discuss the images in the w plane corresponding when r is a constant and theta is a constant. Now we have to discuss these two cases, when it is a circle at a origin and when it is a straight line. These two cases we have to check now. So in the case first, when r is a constant, when r is equal to constant. So when r is a constant means the equation r will be here, it is the equation 2. R is present here. Now equation 2 becomes so when r is a constant, I am considering u by a square plus u square by a square plus v square by b square is equal to 1, where a is nothing but a r plus 1 by r, b is nothing but a r minus 1 by r. Take a substitution constants for the when r is a constant, the entire simplification also becomes a constant. So that put a is r plus 1 by r is equal to a, put a r minus 1 by r is equal to b. So that equation 2 becomes u square by a square plus v square by b square is equal to 1. So this represents an ellipse. This is a standard form of an ellipse, that is x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. Represents an ellipse in the w plane with a foci plus or minus 2, 0. So now this represents an ellipse in the w plane. This represents an ellipse in the w plane with a foci plus or minus square root of a square minus b square, 0, that is equal to plus or minus 2, 0. Hence we conclude that hence we conclude that the circle mod z equal to r is equal to constant in the z plane maps onto an ellipse in the W plane. With the foci plus or minus 2, 0. With the foci plus or minus 2, 0. So that is when r is a constant, take r plus 1 by r is equal to capital A, r minus 1 by r as a capital B. When it is compared with the standard form of an ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1, this represents an ellipse in the W plane with the foci plus or minus 2, 0. So come to the case 2 now. When theta is equal to constant, when theta is equal to 2, equation 2 is of the form, equation 3 is of the form, because here it is a theta. When theta is a constant, this entire term becomes a constant. Again consider it as a u square by a square minus v square by b square equal to 1, where a is equal to 2 cos theta, b is equal to 2 sin theta. Consider 2 cos theta equal to a, 2 sin theta equal to b. So this becomes u square by a square minus v square by b square equal to 1. So this u square, take a equal to 2 cos theta, b equal to 2 sin theta. So that equation 3 becomes a u square by a square minus v square by b square equal to 1. Now this represents an hyperbola. This represents a hyperbola. This represents a hyperbola in the W plane with the foci plus or minus 2, 0. Because we are comparing that with the x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. That represents a hyperbola in the W plane. Hence we conclude that the straight line passing through the origin in the z plane, when theta is a constant, v by u equal to tan y, means v equal to m into tan y, that represents a straight line passing through the origin, as we discussed it in the previous also. Hence we conclude that the straight line passing through the origin in the z plane maps onto a hyperbola in the W plane with the foci plus or minus 2, 0. Since both these are conics, ellipse and hyperbola both are in the conics, have the same foci independent of r and theta. So here, since both these conics have the same foci, this is also plus or minus 2, 0, and here it is also plus or minus 2, 0. Hence both the conics have a same foci independent of r and theta. theta. So they are called a confocal conics. Confocal conics. So the graph is in the form a circle with the center at the origin and a straight line passing through the origin. Is mapped onto a ellipse and hyperbola. Is mapped onto a circle with the center at the origin and a straight line passing through the origin is mapped onto a ellipse and hyperbola, which both are having the same foci. So mapping of the z plane into a w plane. So here first we have taken a w equal to z plus 1 by z, and we put it as z equal to r into e raised to I theta, and we make the simplification of e raised to I theta and e raised to minus I theta. And when we make the separations of real and imaginary parts, that is u equal to r plus 1 by r cos theta, v is equal to r minus 1 by r sin theta. Now to eliminate r and theta, we have to make some arrangements in the equation 1. First, to eliminate theta, we taken this r plus 1 by r onto the LHS side in both the equations, and then we taking a squaring and adding. By the taking the squaring and adding, we get the equation u square divided by r plus 1 by r whole square plus v square divided by r minus 1 by r whole square is equal to 1. Now to eliminate r, the equation 1 can be again rewritten as u by cos theta equal to r plus 1 by r, v by sin theta equal to r minus 1 by r. So we called the previous equation as equation 2. Now to eliminate r, we are taking a squaring and subtracting of these two equations. We get u square by cos square theta minus v square by sin square theta equal to r plus 1 by r whole square minus r minus 1 by r whole square. We taking a squaring of those both equations by using the formula a plus b whole square and a minus b whole square, and we get a 4 in the RHS. So 4 can be taken again to the LHS side, that comes to the denominator, and we write it as u square by 2 cos theta whole square minus v square by 2 sin theta whole square equal to 1. Here we have taken a z equal to r into e raised to I theta, that is nothing but mod z equal to r, and the amplitude of a z equal to theta. Here mod z is nothing but a root x square plus y square is equal to r square. That represents a circle with a center at the origin and the radius r in the z plane. So when r is constant, now again amplitude of z is nothing but the tan inverse of y by x, it is equal to theta. So y by x is equal to theta, that is nothing but the tan theta is nothing but a m. So y equal to m into x. That represents a straight line in the z plane which is passes through the origin. So now next we have taken to eliminate from the eliminations we have taken here the two cases. So after all the simplification we get the two cases when it is a circle and when it is a straight line. So in these two cases we have taken the first case when r is a constant here. When r is a constant, equation 2 becomes, when r is a constant, take a r plus 1 by r is equal to a, r minus 1 by r is equal to b. Now that equation becomes u square by a square plus v square by b square. That is comparing with the equation of an ellipse. So this represents an ellipse in the w plane with the foci plus r minus 2, 0. So in the next, hence we conclude that mod z equal to r equal to constant in the z plane maps onto an ellipse in the w plane. In the second case, when theta is a constant, so the equation 3 becomes, when theta is a constant, put a 2 cos theta equal to a, 2 sin theta equal to b. So that equation 3 becomes a 2 cos theta, b equal to 2 sin theta. So u square by a square minus v square by b square equal to 1. Again it is comparing with the standard form x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1. So this represents an hyperbola in the W plane with the foci plus or minus 2, 0. Hence we conclude that a straight line passing through the origin in the W plane, in the Z plane maps onto an hyperbola in the W plane with the foci plus or minus 2, 0. Here in both the cases foci of an conics will be same, but the r and theta will be independent. Hence they are called confocal conics. And mapping of the Z plane. Hence at the end we give the conclusion that when a circle with the center at the origin in the Z plane is mapped onto a ellipse in the W plane, and a straight line passing through the origin will be mapped onto a hyperbola in the W plane. In the conformal transformation, W equal to Z plus 1 by Z.